All right. Uh, Future firefighter, I saw you on there. There we go.
Hey, what's going on, Ru?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
No, so we're good to go here. We got just another minute or so. We'll let some other people jump on. Um, no, this is cool. I can hear you good. Can you copy me well?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Cool. Yeah. So, well, good morning, everybody. And then, after we finish the recording, this will be on my IGTV. You can find it. You can share it with somebody else that wants some of this information. So I found out that they were hiring for FSA. I was a crew foreman leading FSAs for quite a while. I'm not currently assigned doing that anymore, which is actually better because I can share a little bit more information than I would if I was still involved in training and all that. And then Chris, thank you. Really a lot of the stuff I'm going to share with the audience right now and with you guys, if you reference the podcast that I did on the Future Firefighter with Chris Baker, it's really going to apply. A lot of that stuff's going to apply on the mental preparation and the physical preparation. So be sure to check that out. And then also I'll be referring to some of the podcasts that I've done on my mindset, preparation, just kind of, the culture of the job. You'll get a lot of that info. So, all right. So what we're going to do is, I think Chris, he's going to he got a ton of questions and I had a lot of questions specifically to the job. And so he was kind of reaching out and I had so many that I could really answer in detail. I said, you know what, I'll just, it was Chris's idea as well. Said, hey, let's just put out the info. Let's do something. And I'm getting ready to take a little trip. So I wasn't going to be available. So I'm just going to share the information with you today. So we'll just kind of start with that. And then I do have some updated information. I'll kind of save a little bit towards the end on some of the changes on the beat test numbers and some of that. But yeah, Chris, just kind of share real quick, kind of some of the questions that you got or kind of, things that you think you can help with today by just kind of facilitating this discussion with me.
Yeah, well, thank you for the gift of your time and for jumping on IG Live on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the Dodgers last night. So, and we're getting bombarded with this bomb cyclone here in Northern California, the Sacramento area. They're expecting like 4 inches of rain in the next 24 hours. So if you see my house starting to fill up with rainwater, you know why.
Oh yeah.
So hey, you posted it, and then I shared your post. So make sure and check out Prep and Defend. You can follow them on Instagram and Facebook, and Chris is also on LinkedIn as well. You can also follow the Future Firefighter podcast on Instagram, and you can also go to the podcast episode that we recorded together, and you're going to find that on the futurefirefighterpodcast.com, and that's Fire Captain Chris Ruano. And it's a great episode. So check that episode out. As far as the FAQs, the questions, my comments blew up. And so I think one of the number one questions that I probably got on Instagram was, what is a fire suppression aid?
Okay. Yeah, so really simply, it's a wildland firefighter. So it's a hand crew firefighter. Similar to a lot of the crews that the state is running now, the paid crews. It's a full-time paid position on hand crews. So, with that, it's not, it's not a hot shot. You're not a hot shot. You do very similar work, and certainly you'll be involved in those kinds of duties. Wildland firefighting, it's hand crew work. It's not working with engines or hose. You would be assigned to crews. So LA County has 4 paid hand crews locations, and some of those camps are running more than one crew now. But bottom line, it's a entry level position for the LA County Fire Department. So it's a great way to get in. A lot of people have taken that path, and the reason it's so attractive to a lot of people is it is a year-round assignment, right? You're not just seasonal; it's year-round. And over the years of unfortunately, tragedy fires, back in the 90s, they fought for benefits. So it's a year-round job with benefits. You're in the firefighter union there. And, so that's a big one, for a lot of people is the year-round job, the benefits. It is what I would call a dead-end job. It's not intended to be a career for you. It's an entry-level position for you to gain experience as a wildland firefighter, especially, as I said, on the hand crew. You'll learn a lot of things, not just firefighting, but construction-related stuff. Really the anything that building projects or that camp crews or wildland crews are typically associated with, just manpower and helping out. So, it's a great organization and you'll have that opportunity. So that's kind of really what the job is. If you think you're going to be working in a fire station, working 24-hour shifts, that's not what it is. It is typically it's 5 8-hour shifts. Once you work your way up and you've been there long enough, there's a couple of different schedules. Hold on a sec. Just wanted to make sure wasn't going to connect to some other headphones. And
Yeah.
No, so does that kind of help there? Give some.
No, that's huge. So a couple things, perfect. Thank you for sharing that explanation, because that was, it's not common. It's not a common term. A lot of people know what a firefighter is. They don't know what a fire suppression aide is. So for those out there on Instagram Live, check out the Future Firefighter podcast on Facebook and Instagram. I posted the job definition for you, the classification, the examples of duties. And here's the question, or maybe an answer. For all of you future firefighters out there, you got to do the work. Captain Ruano and myself aren't going to do the work for you. We can't apply. We can't hold your hand. We can't go test for you. So you have to find out the information for yourself. Okay, so go into Instagram and writing in a comment, as a fire captain, I'm thinking, okay, can you be self-sufficient? Can you go find the information? Do you have to be spoon-fed? So I posted on Facebook and Instagram the source. So you just go to LA County. It's hr.lacounty.gov, and you can search the job description, and that job description is fire suppression aide. And that's where I found all that information. So if you're unfamiliar with what the definition is, the classification, the standards, the salary. Now, Captain Ruano brought up a good point. It's benefited. You're getting year-round benefits, okay? So for our seasonal brothers and sisters out there with other agencies, when it starts raining like this, you get laid off, and your benefits stop when you get laid off. So for this position, it's year-round, it's benefited. So you're getting all of those benefits during the when normal people, seasonal people are laid off. So that's huge. This is full-time year-round employment. So check out that link, hr.lacounty.gov, and you can actually see the benefits package, the salary. You can, if you have more questions about the MOU, you have more questions about the benefits package, retirement, health benefits, all that kind of stuff. Again, I love what you said, Rue. If you have questions, contact LA County HR. Please don't ask Rue and I, what kind of benefits, health benefits, dental, that kind of stuff. We're not going to know. But if you have questions, contact LA County HR, and they'll be able to help you out. Okay, so another question I got. I love Instagram. I love social media. Everybody's got so many questions. Salary. So I actually, some East Coast peeps, they're probably on right now. They were asking, why is the salary so low? They're like, hey, LA County cost of living, they're like, how can you survive on that kind of salary? And I had to remind them, like, hey, this is an entry-level position. So Rue, if you could just kind of talk about, the salary, and I know you mentioned it's an entry-level position, but if you can kind of share kind of some of that for the listeners.
Yeah, so it is a entry-level job, as I said. So what that means is it's intended for somebody who's 18 years old to like 25, right? That's why the requirements, if you look, you need to refer to the job description. And again, and I wanted to thank Chris Baker for putting that together. He put all that info in one spot where you're not going to search around. You could, but read the requirements, read about that. But the minimum standards is pretty much just a driver's license and a high school diploma. So you really don't need much to come to the table, and that's part of why it's such a low-paying job. It's just the entry level. It's to give you experience to get that badge, full-time position. And with that, it's not a bad position, even though it's incredible to be in benefits and be in their union. But you have a cloth badge. You still need to go through the fire academy to become a full-fledged firefighter and have that pay status. And the reason as I said, it's entry level is designed. It's designed for that, like 18 to 25. But the fact that it has benefits, it's not uncommon to have people in their 30s. And then another thing that has happened is it is a great stepping stone into the LA County Fire Department. And that's why it's also become highly desirable as people have seen that as a way, if they want to work for that department, to get in with that agency. Just like you would as an auxiliary firefighter for a department that you want to work for, it's a leg up. You're already working for the organization. You get to meet people and, kind of build their resume, and people kind of coach and mentor you. You're around people from that agency that can really help direct you specific to LA County. And as far as the low pay, it's just a hand crew job. That's what it is. I mean, they get to do really, really cool things, go to fires, and it's not just fires. It is a year-round, so it is all risk. You can be responded to other medical emergencies that are large, multi-casualty incidents, mudslides. The camp crews, they were on in the wintertime, so they went to Montecito a couple years back. I know you just mentioned rain, so we're thinking about that right now, but it's all risk. It's just manpower. Whatever they need help with as people agents, and you're just powered. But you have a tremendous opportunity to get education and learn, but the pay is really low per hour. But I will say, just like anybody that knows working in the wildland, you work a ton of hours. So, on a very long season, I wouldn't say it's out of the question, to double your salary, on overtime. It just happens. And somebody else asked if it was 8-hour shifts. It is when you're on an assignment. It's simple, just like Cal Fire. It's portal to portal is what you could expect there. So, but yeah, it's not a high-paying job, but you will gain a ton of experience. So I hope that answers that question, Chris.
Okay, awesome. So, a lot of people were like, hey, why is the salary so low? And again, go look at the job description, go look at the requirements, and no EMT. You don't have to have an EMT. You don't have to have a firefighter 1. You don't have to have a fire academy. So when you're starting out entry level, that's basically where we all started. We either started as a volunteer, we started as an explorer. We had to go to EMT school. We had to go through a fire academy. So you're literally starting at the bottom, and this is a great opportunity. LA County is awesome. 3,500 approximately employees. They do everything. They have helicopters, they have hand crews, they have tillers, they have trucks, they have squads. I mean, it's an all-risk department. So to be able to get on the ground floor of LA County Fire, man, if I was 18 again, man, I'd be applying for this job. So thanks, Rue, for sharing that. If you have any questions about the requirements, again, check out those posts. It's pretty simple. I mean, 18 years old, you have to have a diploma, GED, graduation from high school or its equivalent, and then a Class C driver's license. And this is a big one. So for all of you future firefighters out there, any applicant whose driving record shows 4 or more moving violations within the last 2 years will not be appointed. So if that's you, don't apply, right? So moving violations is very important. So Rue, question for you, fire camp foreman Rue, moving violations, do they have to drive a vehicle, or is there a work provided vehicle that they have to drive on duty?
So it's just a Class C driver's license to get hired, but because you'll be expected at some point to drive passenger crew carrying vehicles, you'll be needing to get your Class B license, commercial license with a passenger endorsement. It's kind of it's not a job requirement. Again, You can look to the job requirements for what those are, but that I'm just letting you know that that's going to be something that's coming down the road. And if that's a problem for you, it could be an issue for you later on. And just like Cap Baker said, is we just I'm not giving you guys this info as a representative. This is not straight from the mouth of LA County Fire Department. I'm just helping you guys and giving you guys some insight on that. So those kinds of things you may need to talk to personnel on, but I can tell you, so the process, I'll get into that real quick. So just what I kind of know on the process. There'll be a physical agility. I'll give you a quick info on that in just a moment. But last time, I know the oral interviews were on Skype kind of a thing, online interview. Don't know what they're going to do this time. I would expect it to be similar. They want to really streamline and hire quite a few people, more than 50 in the next year. And it's just, they're trying to fill the ranks. They hire a tremendous amount of FSAs on the LA County Fire Department, so they're trying to fill in behind them. And, and then there's a background, there'll be a background check and a medical, and it's a fire department background. The same background investigators that hire the firefighters are hiring the FSAs. And so as I understand it, again, you'll have to refer to personnel on some of this, but as I understand it, because it's LA County Fire Department and it's all risk, I don't think it felonies at this time, you can be accepted with felonies. But again, that's something with the background investigator and things getting expunged. I know people have certain circumstances, but you'll have to work with your the people on that to get more info. But that's kind of the basic requirements and the basic process.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And we're seeing a lot of comments, which is awesome. So I apologize if we're not able to answer everyone's comments, but I already got 2 pages of notes over here. So I hope the 70 listeners we have on right now, I hope you guys and gals are taking notes. This post was hot. This post was on fire. I mean, for a drought year and having a rainstorm, a bomb cyclone, this post went crazy on Instagram. I think over 400 people clicked the link alone. So, I mean, I've had these platforms for several years now, and this has probably been the hottest position, literally, that's received so much analytics and feedback. So there's a lot of people that are interested in this position. So let's talk about that real quick, Rue. 1,500 applications is all they're accepting. So for you guys and gals that are out there, don't procrastinate, don't wait. Get your stuff ready, your diploma, your driving history, any of the requirements, get that stuff ready. So that way, when this thing opens up, my guess, I mean, don't take me literal here, but this could probably close in about 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure when this opens on October 27th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, be prepared for this posting to close on government jobs in probably 5 minutes. So, Rue, why is it so competitive, and why is there so many people? Like, there was over 400 people that clicked on the link. Why so many people are interested in this position?
Well, I think you mentioned a couple of those already, and for the people that are just jumping on kind of late, it says LA County, and a lot of people want to work for a really large department, so that attracts people, number one. And then also, as you go to look at it, I mean, it is just a hand crew, but to me, I say just, but it's really some of the best work you get to do, in a ton of initial attack experience. I mean, on the regular basis, there's a ton of fires that never make the news. So they're really, really busy. And then, of course, it's that door into, potentially the LA County Fire Department. At least that's how it's perceived a lot of times. So I think that's why it gets so hot. And then also, I think anybody that's already working seasonal, the fact that, as we both mentioned before, that that this one comes with benefits is just, it's really kind of rare for a hand crew job. That they give that is really unique, and it is really good. And some of the questions, like you said, we're getting so many, and what we're going to do, and we can't cover it all here on this just little on this live. But those questions, I'm taking those to heart, and those are some really good podcast episodes. Continue to follow the Prep and Defense Show podcast, and I'll be getting into a lot of these to help you guys. Like somebody's asking, work-life balance? You know, what's it like compared to, you know, being a hotshot and the commitment? Now, I will say the fact that it's not a hotshot crew, you know, an international, you know, hotshot crew that goes all over the state and out of state, you know, you don't do as much of that. There's going to be a lot less what they call out of county assignments. They do happen, but they're not as frequent because, you know, the expectation is that they hold down the fort, you know, for LA County. But even though you're not leaving, the work commitment is very steep for a hand crew member. Not a lot of days off. You know, it's not uncommon to work, you know, most every day of the whole month, you know, with the occasional going home at, you know, you can go home at night, and they're not all 24-hour shifts. But day after day, it's a grind. It's a hand crew job, and that's the expectation. So if you're looking for some relief for your family, it's not it. It's still a hand crew job. That's not the way to go, probably. But you will be local a lot more. You could expect to be local, but that could mean you're local at work, not off, you know. But yes. So this, yeah, the comments, guys, ask the questions, because even if we can't get them today, I look at those and I try to pass on information so I can put it in podcast form as well.
Yeah, and I'm taking notes too. I'm already on page 3. So for those of you that have joined late, it's still, this position hasn't opened yet. The opening date on this position is October 27th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can go to Government Jobs for the link, and it closes on November 10th. And I'm just speaking from experience. I've been seeing jobs like this close in 5 minutes. I share a quick little story. I think it was Redwood City. I think it was Cal Ops. And you know, it takes a while. I mean, okay, so I know we're old, right? We got some gray hair. Rue, you know, nice stash there. You're ready for Movember.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this was on a couple years, well, probably about 10 years ago, but it takes a couple minutes to boot up those old computers. You know, you remember, you know, do. By the time I booted up my computer, the job had closed. I was like, really? I couldn't even hit submit. So if you guys jump on Government Jobs at like 8:05 and you can't hit the submit button, it's because it's closed. So for all of you future firefighters that are out there, preparation is key. So you have to get ready. You have to be prepared. So the night before, get all your stuff ready. Wake up early, boot up your computer, make sure you have a good internet connection, and make sure you have all your stuff ready. If it needs a PDF file, if you have to attach one document, if you have to attach multiple items in one PDF document, you have to learn how to do that through Adobe. So reach out to Rue and I if you guys need some help with that. You know, we can help you as far as that kind of stuff goes. But in the digital age, either Government Jobs, Cal Ops, Indeed, LinkedIn, I've been seeing a lot of these jobs close in minutes. So 1,500 maximum of qualified applicants. And then also the other thing is you might see this reopen. So it might be possible that if they don't receive enough qualified applicants, be prepared. They might open it back up again. So I've been seeing that. Oakland, they just reopened their lateral, probably because they didn't receive enough qualified applicants. So here's the key. Only apply if you meet the requirements. If you don't have a high school diploma, if you don't have a GED, if you don't have a Class C driver's license, don't apply, okay? Because what you're doing is you're taking a spot of somebody that is qualified. So we'll go ahead and get that out of the way. So another question I got, Captain Ruano, is the transition. So you mentioned this is entry level. We talked about it. This is like on the ground floor of LA County, probably one of the best fire departments in the country. So how would the transition be? Like, how often do people come in and are able to transition to a entry-level firefighter role?
I would say normally it's half or more, you know, people go on because you're an employee, you know, when the testing is happening, you know, you're going to knock out the requirements. You know, if the requirements, you know, change, you might get a little bit of a heads up on that, so you can get the class or whatever you need. But I will say this, that right now it's almost 100%, because they didn't have any FSAs, they didn't have a list. And with COVID, they didn't have time to do another list. So for the last year at least, they've been hiring off the firefighter list. So they had a LA County firefighter list, and they did not have enough FSAs. And they said, if you guys want to be FSAs while you're waiting, it's not going to hurt you to, on the list, come be an FSA. And there's tons of people that did that. So right now, just about everybody in those camps came from the firefighter list. So they will be leaving, very soon. So it's kind of that dynamic as well. As they use it also to train the people that they're going to be hiring in that mentoring and kind of indoctrination into the agency. But normally, and it's not just LA County, if like we talked about before on our podcast, is if you have that kind of experience, then you're attracted to other agencies as well when you move on. So I would say just about everybody, 99% of the people that take the job for FSA are trying to get a badge position and move on. And, overwhelmingly most move on to do that. And it is, as I said, it's an entry-level position. There's really no upward mobility, beyond just, the duties on the crew that you could advance your way through. And there was another question that I wanted to address, and that's people asking about attending classes at the same time and what kind of education you can do. So you can get training through the department related to your job duties, any certifications or task books that are relevant to a wildland firefighter. You can expect to participate in those. It's been my experience that I've seen that people that take the job, they really aren't able to continue school. You're not able to continue school because of the work commitment. And again, it's year round. And even though the fires may slow down, they don't go away, but they slow down in the wintertime. There's a ton of other things to do, and the work commitment stays stiff all year round. So it's my opinion. I talked about this on several podcasts. If education is your priority, take that first, because this is a great opportunity. But if you're trying to finish your education, that's really probably not going to happen. When you're new on a crew, you're not going to get the time off. It's very difficult unless you take a leave of absence after you've been off probation. So it's not the kind of thing that is a part-time job. It's definitely a full-time with a full-time commitment.
So how long is the probation? You just brought up a good point.
So it's a one-year probation period. And, then you're a permanent employee. And then I will say, again, this is not, I don't work in personnel, and you'll have to reach out to them, but you need to make sure that if you're leaving a job with benefits, that the position that you're taking is a permanent position, because there was time in the past where some of these positions for fire suppression aides, there's a few of them that weren't permanent. So some of those people didn't get benefits, but I think they ironed all that out. Again, it was a problem in the past, but I think they fixed all that. But again, you would need to contact personnel and make sure that you're okay in that regard. But so most people move on, and that's how they do that. And then, sometimes the department, LA County Fire Department, they will, they take employees, not just of the camps, but of other county agencies. And so, you have that way to get in as well. So that's kind of the mobility. It's not a guarantee. And certainly, as you and I have talked about, building that reputation, if you don't have a good reputation and you're not a good employee, it can probably hurt you because, that you're going to put it out there. But if you have a good work ethic and you're interested in learning, you're going to meet people that are going to help you and, pull for you and do what they can to get you to succeed at the next level for any agency.
Perfect. Well, hey, thanks for sharing that. So for all the listeners that are out there that have joined a little bit late, we're discussing the fire suppression aid, Los Angeles County Fire Department. This is going to be a great opportunity for those of you that are listening that are new, that are thinking about pursuing a career in the fire service. No EMT, no CPAT, no Firefighter 1 Academy. Basically, all you need is a high school diploma and a valid driver's license. So please refer to the job description, the job posting for more information. And then again, Captain Ruano and myself, we're here, we're available. If you have any questions, feel free to send them through Instagram, Facebook. I'm also on Twitter, LinkedIn. You can professionally network with me on LinkedIn. You can hit the link tree in the Instagram bio, and that'll give you all the contact information. Again, I want to thank Captain Ruano for the gift of his time and for jumping on. And I want to thank all the listeners for coming and hanging out with us on a rainy California Sunday. And again, Cap, I'm sorry about the Dodgers
Oh,
last night.
well, I wanted to add, I got just a couple more minutes. I want to run down some fitness real
Sure.
quick.
Yeah. Let's talk about fitness.
So it's probably just 5 minutes and then we'll be wrapping this up. But so the fitness, anybody that's interested and they're asking about agility, you mentioned there's the CPAT. They use the beep test. So you need to look it up. You can Google it. You can YouTube it and follow along. But I did find out that the beep test standard had just changed. It's actually more difficult. So you need to definitely be practicing the beep test. The score, it was a level 9.6. It's now a level 10.1 on the beep test. And that's not easy. You're going to have to train for that. But if you already got good fitness, it won't be a big deal. But you for sure need to be working and practicing on that beep test. And then what I did on my bio, if you go to the link tree there, I just dropped in as before we were recording this, a way for you to get a PDF of a list of just some of the physical tests that you'll do in training. Now, I'll just read a couple of those real quick. There's 9 that they kind of assess you on during training. They're not job requirements, but it's just something that you should be aware of. And again, if you go to my bio, Prep and Defend bio, look on the link tree and click the FSA fitness. I think I put the link on there. I just put it in there, and I'll be sure to make sure that's ironed out for you. But it's like they use the Illinois agility test. There'll be metronome push-ups, knee tucks, the beep test, as I said, that's a 10.1 minimum score. And that is a condition of employment on that beep test. But you need to pass that. It's not,
Well, so I got a question for you real quick. What the hell is a beep test?
Okay. Yeah. Well, the beep test, if you look it up, and, you and I have talked before that I have programs, and that's why I'm going to take these and put them in, and I'm going to update my Wildland Academy prep program to make sure that it's congruent with the new standards. But I have that information in there on those too, and you can follow along on those prep programs. Like those ones, those are like a purchase one for those. But so the beep test. So you just go on YouTube. The beep test. It is a 20-meter back and forth. You just follow the beeps. It starts out slow. You get to one end, you stop. And when it beeps, you go to the other side. When it beeps, you go, and then it progressively, the time gets shorter and shorter, and you'll hear what level you're at. And you keep going until failure, until you cannot keep up anymore.
Wow.
And everybody's going to have a fail point, but 10.1 is the minimum standard.
So is this like, let's go back to like high school, like a long time ago. Is this like the shuttle run? Is this kind of like where you go and pick up the erasers at like the basketball court?
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's a shuttle run, but it's on a timer that you can hear and tells you when to go. And again, your rest just continues to get shorter. It's on flat terrain in a gymnasium usually. So, that's the beep test. No pack test. They might have a pack test just as part of it as well. You'll have to look in the job description, but as I know right now, it's the beep test. And that's the actual test. And then some of these other ones that I was listing off, there's also like a deadlift test, standing power toss, kettlebell carry, and some kind of burpee standard. But again, those are in that document. I listed them there. They're not like highly detailed, just a one-page thing to let you know what you should probably be working on to be familiar with. And you just need to be able to perform those exercises on the list, right, in a safely and effective manner, right? And chances are if you can pass the beep test, you're in decent shape, but there's still other things too. They want to check your strength. But on fitness, and you and I talked about it on a whole episode, but I want everybody to know that's still on right now is, yes, that is the fitness test, the beep test. And then there's those other standards that I mentioned that they will just kind of check you on it and see your status and your progression. But the most important thing, this is a hand crew job. So the most important thing that's going to be help your success is your ability to run, trail run, and your ability to hike, and your ability to work with tools at a high level for a long time, so that you don't hold back anybody on your team, and that you don't become a liability. You're actually contributing to the team. So yes, there's all these workouts you can follow, and I have a bunch of those as well. But really, the most important thing you can do is your capability to run and your capability to hike and work in gear by swinging a tool for long periods of time, and contribute to the team is you're going to be successful at the job. And that's the firefighting part. And again, we talked about the schedule. We talked about some of these other things. There's tons of other work projects you're going to be involved with, but you can expect to go to work every day, and get some work done physically. So I think that's a pretty good overview. And then again, I have that list for people that want to check that out, and then I go way detailed into it on other programs and things. But yeah, you and I think we're just trying to find ways to get the information out without spending all day, typing and responding to all the questions. But they are good questions, and we do want to help people out.
So for the 50 people that are still on, I'm going to share some gold with you here, some California Placer County gold.
Yeah.
Go check out Rue's Prep and Defend YouTube channel. There's a ton of videos there, content, free content. You can go and check it out. Today's a nice rainy day, so just huddle up with your computer and YouTube and watch some of those videos. And, one of the best comments I think I got was, be prepared to hike. So if you're familiar with CAL FIRE, U.S. Forest Service, hand crew work, be prepared to hike. So for those of you, it's kind of in the off season right now up here. I know the Santa Anas are starting to come for SoCal, but if you want this position, you better start hiking. Go get some hiking boots. You can talk to Captain Ruano, get them broken in, and be ready to hike, because for PT, that's what we typically do in these positions. CAL FIRE, Forest Service, hand crew positions. You gotta be able to hike. So check out Prep and Defend on YouTube. There's tons of great information there. And then you're talking to the subject matter expert here, Captain Ruano. So if you have any fitness related questions on how to prepare PT, how to get ready to do hikes, there's a lot of great content on his website and his social. So fitness related questions, please send to Captain Ruano. If you have other questions, feel free to send them to the Future Firefighter podcast. I've got 4 pages of notes already, so we'll try to make sure and answer everyone's questions. And if you have more questions, feel free to direct message us. And we are busy, but we will take the time to respond to your questions. So any parting remarks, Captain Ruano? Anything to help these? Let's see, we got 70 listeners. Anything to help these 70 listeners be able to get this position?
No, well, first of all, I just wanted to thank all of you that jumped on. Thank you for following and sharing it. And it's a competitive job, and the fact that you guys are on here right now, just to get any information, that does my heart good. And I know that you, Chris, the same thing, right? We put a lot into just trying to help people with information, and it's great to know that there's people out there that are hungry for it. And so you guys are the kind of people, reach out. We want to help you guys. We want to see you succeed. Take advantage of the free stuff that's already out there, like the YouTube videos, the stuff that he compiled and that I compiled on my website as well, to make it easy for you guys. And then if you still have questions, so exhaust those resources, and then you can, come to us with more. Give us comments, let us know, and let us know if this was good for you guys today. I really enjoy talking with Chris. We kind of share the same heart for helping you guys. And, maybe this is something we could kind of do intermittently. And, it helps me it lets me know what videos to make for you guys need help with. And, but no, I just wanted to thank everybody, and on any job, guys, this is, like you said, pushing hard. You need to want this and push hard. I work with a lot of these people all the time on the crews, and, we don't want any bums, get in there, contribute. It's not a free ride. But if you get in there, you're going to gain respect, you're going to gain experience, and it's going to do you good for the rest of your career. So I'm happy that you guys are interested. I wish you guys all the best of luck. And if you guys have questions, I can help you out. But again, a lot of the specific ones, please refer to the LA County personnel. I was just sharing kind of some perspective and experience. And I really appreciate you coming on, Chris, and helping out with that.
Yeah, the other thing is network. You're coming in at the bottom, ground level. You get to network, you get to politic, you get to learn who's going to be on the interview panel. If you want to become an entry-level firefighter for LA County, a dream position, man, I wish I was 18 again. I'd be coming and working with Rue, being on a tiller, the aircraft. They have everything. USAR teams. They have, SWAT medics. They have so many cool positions. It's a dream position. So you get on the ground level. You get to work your ass off. You get to prove yourself. You get to build a good name. And then when you get to the opportunity to apply for entry-level position, everybody knows you. They know your character. They know your work ethic. They know what your moral fiber is. And then you have the opportunity to transition into an entry-level firefighter position, but you have to earn it. Nothing's handed out. Nothing's free. So again, if you want this position, this is a good opportunity to get in at the ground level, get some experience, and then progress from there. Nothing's guaranteed, but for those that apply and those that work, there is opportunities out there. So Captain Ruano, thank you again. Any of the listeners, if you guys have any questions, reach out. And the reason why we're doing this is we're paying it forward. So all of you that are listening, when you get on the job, please give back to the fire service. And remember, this is our fire service, and it takes all of us to make it better.
All right, that's it. And you guys all have a good day. It was great. We'll talk to you next time.